Hello guys, my name is MadSkillzzTV and I am from RavenQuest, Alliance Guild from EU, Alliance Guild called Versio. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad and everyone for allowing me to be here, literally because they bought tickets for me. But first I'd like to ask about legendaries. I'm really surprised that no one actually said anything about them. What's your thoughts about legendaries in Battle of Azeroth, and maybe in 7.35 is there a way to get a legitimate catch-up system and maybe delete legendaries from the game altogether? Thank you, bye bye, thank you, bye, thank you, bye. Hello guys and welcome to my new video. So I decided to cover a bit more about the BlizzCon, and I decided to cover a big topic that maybe got a little bit overlooked. Legendaries are going to be gone, are going away in Battle for Azeroth. And with the amount of information that's coming out of BlizzCon, even to this day, basically, I feel this is probably a big topic that's happening. I think one of the best features in terms of like gear and things like that that's changing for Battle for Azeroth is to do with the new artifact ability, well, not new artifact weapon, which is the artifact neck, Heart of Azeroth. I think some of you might have seen about this. The artifact weapons themselves are being removed, they're being replaced by a neck slot, and so now you're going to actually try and get better weapons. But the neck itself looks pretty, it looks pretty decent. It looks like a dumbed down version of the artifact weapon. It looks like a dumbed down version of the Netherlight Crucible. It has like 3 rings around it, you have 3 abilities to choose. It gets leveled up by Azerite, which is basically the new AP system. Like I mentioned before, I felt the AP system started off as pretty bad, but ended up being something that's actually pretty decent in the game, and I'm not surprised at all they're going to keep the AP system in Battle for Azeroth. No surprise at all, because the MMO games technically have to have some kind of a pursuit grinding element to it. And let's see how the like I said, Azerite is going to upgrade your Heart of Azeroth, which in terms is going to allow you to unlock the abilities. Like I mentioned, the 3 rings that are available, like the outmost ring has like 4 abilities, then when you go closer he has 3 abilities, then he has 2 abilities. It seems to be that the offensive or the defensive abilities, like in the picture that you see here, is like the shaman one. He has things like, you know, reduction in damage when Ghost Wolf, so you have kind of like a defensive abilities that are available. Then once you're going closer you have kind of offensive ones. It's not really much known about the abilities they're going to unlock. Some of the people are saying that those abilities might correlate or might actually end up being some of the legendary abilities. So, you know, your legendary whatever, I don't know, for Rest of Juice, your legendary your legendary boots, like Trank thing, like increase in Trank. Maybe that's going to be available as part of your Heart of Azeroth neck. That's not completely unknown because it is very early days. But the way that it actually works, it's going to empower 3 pieces of your gear. It's going to empower your helm, your shoulders, and chest for the time being. We don't know how deep this is going to go, but for the time being, these 3 pieces are going to be empowered by your neck. By empowering your neck, you're getting stronger abilities. Yeah, so basically, I think this is really cool. So this is basically the new legendary system. This is the new legendary system in Battle of Azeroth. Instead of the RNG system that's available right now, where you have to grind and stuff like that, now you're gonna get a neck, and now you're gonna hope to get high item level helm, shoulders, and chest piece. And why do I say higher item level? Because basically the higher item level those pieces are, the better the abilities they get, the better the abilities they get to choose from the Heart of Azeroth are as well. So having a high item level chest is going to give you a better ability, or going to increase an ability that's already existing. I'm not completely sure how that's exactly going to work. But the thing is, Titan Forging and Warforging, it's still in the game in Battle for Azeroth, but the 3 pieces that are empowered by Heart of Azeroth are not going to Titan Forge or not going to Warforge. So basically, you will want to get the mythic version of the shoulders, helm, or chest piece, because that's going to give you a better ability to choose in Heart of Azeroth. Which is kind of cool. It basically means that you don't have to go back to the normals or heroics and do them all the time, all over again, hoping for Warforge or Titanforge or whatever. You're just gonna end up doing the content that you are capable of doing, or that you can do, and basically getting the pieces straight away they're going to empower your abilities. And there's going to be a bit more differentiation. First of all, there's going to be differentiation with the different type of raiders. Second of all, there's not going to be the RNG that's available right now, or the whole expansion became all about RNG. So that's kind of eliminating some of it. I feel that's actually pretty cool. I like that Titan Forging is being limited because I don't enjoy Titan Forging a lot. I like that the RNG of getting legendaries is being limited. I feel that's really, really important because legendaries, as you know, I made a lot of videos about this. I was actually really surprised that the legendaries were not mentioned a bit more in the BlizzCon. Like this, it was only mentioned in the Q&A section, which was pretty disappointing. But they mentioned a bit about it. Like I mentioned before, I really don't like legendaries the way they are right now. A lot of people, like at the very start of the expansion, a lot of people, like including me, I was super excited about getting my first legendary. I was super excited about the whole concept of getting this powerful piece of loot that's going to increase my power, that's going to increase my healing and things like that. It was really cool. But then getting a bad legendary, you're like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna wait till the next one. I'm gonna farm away. And then you realize it takes like 9 months to actually get all of your legendaries, or something even like longer, for your spec only. So as time went on, people became more salty about the whole legendary system. A lot of people were saying legendary should only be utility. They should only provide small increases. They should be something like, I don't know, like Pridus, like a dumbed down version of Pridus, because Pridus is at the moment really, really powerful. But it should be all about utility, and it shouldn't affect you a lot. Maybe the drop rate should be increased. Maybe the drop rate should be increased for alts. Maybe you should be able to get tokens for alts. Maybe this should be deleted altogether. That's what it came down to right now. That's how a lot of people feel about legendaries to this day. At the start it was cool. At the end it ended up being just a hassle, alt killer, spec killer, reroll killer. It's just like you can't if you're looking to reroll right now for on Taurus, you better go grind. You better go play 24 hours a day, man, doing all the looking for group, doing all the Mythic Plus content. Just grind. That's what it means right now. So with the Heart of Azeroth being introduced in Battle for Azeroth expansion, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool the 3 pieces being empowered. I think it's really cool there's no Titan Forging allowed to it. Like I said, there's also AP system. Azerite is included in this as well, which I think is a good thing. Honestly, I hated AP from the start. I hated AP at the start, but I end up actually kind of seeing the point of AP right now. I see the point. I see the point why it's there, and it's not a huge massive grind as it used to be. So I welcome that. I welcome that choice, and I feel it's going to be decent. Like I said, Titan Forging, World Forging, those 3 pieces are not going to be affected by it. Let me know how you feel about the whole removal of legendaries, and let me know how you feel about the new artifact neck, Heart of Azeroth. I know it's very early days, but I feel it's looking decent. I'm actually really curious about the type of abilities that are going to be available in Heart of Azeroth neck. Like some people were suggesting that some of the legendary abilities are going to be included in it, which I feel is going to be really cool. It's also worth noting that getting a chest piece with the same name is not going to give you different rings. It's not going to give you like there is a minimal amount of RNG, or at least they try to include a minimal amount of RNG to this important aspect of the game, which is really cool. There should be minimal amount of RNG to a pieces of gear or a feature that represents gearing for your main or your alt or whatever. It should have minimal RNG. You shouldn't be punished for being unlucky. And I feel this is exactly what Blizzard is doing right now. They want to include minimal punishment for luck for important pieces of gear. Right now, Legendaries is the complete opposite. You are basically being punished for your luck, which is something that you have no control over, and it doesn't provide a good element to the game. Like for example, if you have an alt who got like 2 or 3 bad legendaries from the beginning, it's almost worth considering creating a new alt or playing another class, which is not what a game is supposed to do. Like for example, for me, for my Holy Paladin, I got 3 bad legendaries, or I got 2 bad legendaries from the very beginning, and I know that it's gonna require a long time for me to actually catch up on the legendaries, and especially for classes like, for the classes who are really legendary dependent, let's say for sub-rogues, the shoulders, I don't know how this thing is still part of the game. How can a legendary basically determine whether you're going to be playing a specific spec or even a class? And a sub-rogue shoulder legendary is a good example of this. Let me know how you feel about these. Let me know how you feel about current legendary system. Let me know how you feel about the Battle for Azeroth changes. I'm feeling really excited. I never liked legendaries, like I mentioned before. I feel it's going to be a good step forward. Eliminate the RNG for the important parts of the game. Thank you for watching this guide, and I'll see you next time.